All right. And then the last thing I wanted to demonstrate here is a feature, which is our APIs. We use GraphQL for our APIs. We do have documentation, and we'll be providing that link as well. I'm going to use an application called Insomnia, which is very similar to Postman. If you're already familiar with Postman, or if you're already familiar with Insomnia, then you're good to go. But I do have a collection of sample queries that are up on GitHub that is linked to also from our documentation. And as you can see here, oops, I'm trying to show you all the different types of things that you can do. So pretty much anything that you can do in our portal application, you can do with our queries here. Note that there is a connection set of queries here. This connection set of queries is to create proxy connections. If you would like to make peer-to-peer connections with the proxy rollover, then you would use the CLI and or desktop and make connections directly. And the CLI is useful when you have, say, two servers that you want to connect to each other, and then you can make the CLI from one machine to connect to a Remote.It daemon on the other one. So if the other one doesn't need to make connections to anything else, you can install just the device package. But as you can see here, we've got everything from managing your organization, your accounts, registration, and device recovery. So that is a feature that we didn't mention that is coming out with this new release, is that if you ever need to recover a device, for example, you are, especially with IoT, or you needed to bring down a server and you want to bring it up again with the same configurations and as the same device, with all the device, with the history and everything, you can use the registration recovery code to then, it's very similar to the add device code that's generated here, only it's specific for basically creating that same device again. Now note, if you try to do this on a device and the other device is still up and talking, you will create a conflict. You'll end up with the second device and the original one will go offline. Then is there any other questions here? You'll note that the queries here look very JSON-like, and the responses are JSON in responses. And you can add as much stuff as you want here. So if I wanted to add, and sorry, my Insomnia here is not doing the autocomplete, but typically when you use Insomnia here, you can inspect the schema, and which is, I'm not sure what happened here, but you can show the documentation, and you can have autocomplete here, either by hitting the tab space, or if you start typing in it, it'll start matching the different attributes that are allowed to be returned in the query. So we also do have examples of the authentication that's required for in any GraphQL API. We do use access key and secret, which is much more secure, because then you don't have to worry about leakage. You can just deactivate the key without worry that you've completely deactivated the account. It also is resilient through a password change on your account. The access key and secret will still remain active. So Access key and secrets can be managed in your account section over here. You can create access keys and secrets here. Note your secret is only displayed once, so make sure you create a copy of it and keep those for yourself.